Welcome to the first ever episode of Signature Dish. I'm Veronica Marchelski, your master chef for today, and I am completely qualified to be in this position with about 4 dishes cooked in my entire life. But enough about me.
Let's welcome our first guest, Tyler Perrone. He's a broadcast journalism major who loves to eat rocks, and he once had to shave his head because his haircut was so bad. Poor Tyler. He's been cooking for 3 years now, and he's ready to show off his skills.
Today I'm going to be making a potato roasty for all of you people at home. It's similar to a latke, but it's a little bit different. It's a type of potato pancake. I chose to make this dish because I saw a really cute guy on Instagram Reels make it a couple years ago during the pandemic when all I was doing was watching Instagram Reels. This dish is the best because it's really easy, especially if you're on a budget or a time crunch. It's about 2 to 3 ingredients, not including seasonings. I'm excited to be here and show you guys my signature dish.
Hey fellas, we're back with Tyler, and we're ready to cook up his signature dish. So Tyler, What are we starting with?
Well, the start of any good potato pancake is potatoes. We have 3 russets right here. We're gonna make about 1 medium-sized roasty with this. What we're gonna use right here is a hand grater. I'd prefer a box grater, but those are kind of large and hard to come by, especially in a dorm room, so
Right.
this is perfect. Second ingredient you only really need is butter. Typically, if you can get it, you'd use clarified butter or ghee, but that stuff is really expensive, so we have normal people butter.
So are we keeping the skin on, or?
I'm gonna grate with the skin on. I'm gonna do that. It cooks off. It's fine. I mean, first and foremost, you gotta wash our hands. That's
Of course. First step, cleanliness.
Wash your hands. Second thing second, after you wash your hands, you should wash your potatoes.
Of course.
Of course. Because just getting them off the store, as someone who's worked in a grocery store, no slander, sometimes not all the produce is super duper clean. So now what we're gonna do is literally as easy as it seems. We're gonna take these potatoes. I'm glad that you got nice long ones because that's preferable. We're gonna take them, and then over our grater, we're gonna take them length side down like this. Essentially what you're looking for is these nice strands of potato here that eventually you're gonna form them into a patty, a pancake type ordeal. If you don't like having wet hands, this is not a dish for you probably.
Oh, these lengths are a little bit smaller. I mean, it's because we're using a smaller grater, but it should be fine, right?
It should be okay. If anything, it'll get us a nice little mix. When you're grating and you start to get down to a little nub like this, instead of having it throughout the whole width of the potato, sort of do like a claw maneuver like this. Over top, nails down on it. You can still move, and then you won't, yep.
It's a little incaved.
It's a little incaved, but it's okay. That's what happens when I get the big grater.
The skin is like literally like look
Yeah.
at this. Look at this. The skin is literally like peeling.
Oh yeah.
I like massacred this potato. Oh, I think I did grate my skin.
Uh-oh. Wash your hands.
So I did the opposite of what I was supposed to and grated my finger, but it's okay. We got a bandage.
That's okay though, because she's a master chef. She
Exactly.
knows that sometimes that's how it be. And now that we've grated our potatoes, we have them nicely in a bowl here, little ribbons. Now, if some at the bottom may be a little brown, that's okay. That just means they've oxidized, which means they've been exposed to air. It doesn't change the cooking process or anything.
Wow,
But
okay, little scientist.
essentially what we want to do now is drain our potatoes of water, because naturally, you know, potatoes are living things. They're plants. They have water in them. They need it to live. But the thing with cooking potatoes is if you leave that water in it, it won't be as crispy. It'll be kind of soggy on the inside, and that will be gross and yucky, and we don't like that. So what we're going to start to do is, I've laid out these sets of paper towels here. We're going to put some little sections of these potatoes in there, and we're gonna wrap them up real nice. Go over a sink and literally just squeeze. I'm casually eating raw potato. It's not good.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Cause I hungry.
Okay, how big of a chunk we want this?
As much as you're confident in getting enough water out of.
Okay.
So like me, got a pretty decent sized bundle. You can see we got a little bit of water happening already right there. We're literally gonna take this over the sink, squeeze the life out of it. We're getting a whole ton of water. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but you wanna try to get as much of that out as you can.
So how do we make sure that the paper towel doesn't stick to the potato, or do we not have to concern ourselves with that?
You don't really have to concern yourself with that a whole lot, because when we bring it back to the counter and unwrap it, we will see that mostly it unwraps pretty neatly, and we've got like a Play-Doh ball of just potato. Yeah, no, none of that is paper towel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We may have honestly. Oh yeah, that's so yummy.
Oh my goodness.
That's so.
You know, like pumpkin guts?
Yeah, I literally referred to pumpkin guts earlier. It's pretty close to that. More for me. Great.
More for me.
What we're gonna do here?
Okay.
Take some of the butter. Take the butt knife. Seems like an appropriate amount. You don't need a whole heck of a ton, even though we do have a lot of potatoes here. You just need enough to properly coat just about all of them. So what we're gonna do, pop this butter in the microwave, 15 seconds, just enough so that it is a liquid. And it doesn't have to be hot or bubbling or foaming. In fact, it's preferable that it's not, because then it would start to cook the potatoes prematurely. Bang.
And does it matter if we have olive oil, sea salt, butter?
Not really, no. If your butter's pre-salted, that just depends on how much salt you're gonna put in after the fact, after you put the butter in. So yeah, always salt and pepper to taste, and whatever other seasonings you throw in there, boom bam. Perfect.
Ooh, that showed out.
There we go. Butt is liquid.
Well,
Perfectly
we got
awesome.
some butter in there, even though you can't see it.
So
and
now-
now what are we gonna do?
We're gonna take our dried potatoes back, mix them up with the butter. Try to coat them as evenly as possible.
Can we get some action on those hands right there? He's digging deep into that potato, soaking it up with the butter, lathering it up.
And now that we've got these with our butter mixed in, we're gonna take our seasoning. I have just here in little sandwich bags,
Cocaine.
salt and pepper. This is not cocaine. This is salt and pepper, and this is garlic and onion powder. So bang. You can season this with whatever, just depends on what kind of profile you want. I want kind of a little classic, garlicky, oniony, a little classic. Sometimes I'll make them with paprika, if you want a little kick. Sometimes I'll put a little hot sauce on them to finish too, but not today. We're just making a little classic. A little salty pep in there. So we're just gonna mix these in, have it all incorporated, and then we can get to cooking.
Alright, so we're back here in the kitchen, back here in the stove, and we're about to start cooking.
Yeah, so essentially what you want to do is set your stove top to medium low. I've got it at about 3.5, maybe I'll kick it up to 4, depends. Then you wanna lather your pan here in some cooking spray. This is vegetable oil spray. I'd say probably stay away from oils with big flavors like olive oil, stuff like that. You can also use butter. You already get the butter flavor from it being in the potato ribbons, but yeah, I would say either a neutral flavored oil or butter is probably the best way to cook this. If we have a spatula, which we do,
Oh, look at that.
look at that.
Came prepared.
What we're gonna do is place this in.
Oh, you're just
Oh, I'm just going,
in
man.
there.
We're gonna try to layer it as thinly across the pan as we can, because if it is in one nice thin layer, then it will get as crispy as possible. So I'm just using the spatula to flatten it out as much as possible. That's gonna help us get nice and crisp. I mean, and now this is the funnest part of cooking, waiting.
So Tyler, while you're cooking this up, let me ask you a question.
Talk to me.
If you were an aquatic animal, what body of water would you reside in, and what animal would you be?
Probably the Baltic Sea. I'm a pretty
Alright.
big fan of the Baltic Sea. I don't know why, just good name, I guess. You know those little bugs, those little water skeeters?
Oh, the little ones that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an aquatic animal per se, but one of those. One of us, we will
So you want to explain to the audience what this piss water is?
It's Dr. Pepper.
My
It's
God.
very clearly hot.
Tyler.
I didn't touch it, I went like this.
It's okay, we're experienced.
That's how you can tell if a pan is hot. You put your hand just over the pan, do not touch it. And if you feel the heat coming off of it, it's like a fire. Do not touch it. Do not touch it.
All right,
Yeah.
Tyler, what's your favorite type of water? Let's determine this right now.
Dr. Pepper,
Average.
is that water? But you can see we are getting some cookage, especially in the middle. Which is expected because that's where it's patted down the most, because that's where the pan is flattest. Yeah, we're getting a little
You got
bit
that
of
brown?
in the middle. Obviously, like I said, it's gonna brown in the middle the most because that's where the pan is the flattest. We're about a minute or two away from flipping this. You wanna cook it on both sides just because if you try to only cook it on one side will be burnt and the other won't be very cooked.
What Barbie would you be?
Alan?
Alan? Oh, that's such a vibe. You are such an Alan.
Yeah, I literally exist. Or I'd be Beach Ken.
I feel like you'd be like Waterbug.
We're at the point where it's pretty close to being flipped. We're getting a little bit of sizzle, a little bit of smoke. As we can see, also the edges have retreated from the curl of the pan a little bit. Means it's shrunk down, it's been cooked. So what we're gonna do, this is the moment, right?
This is the moment.
This is the moment, because if I mess up the flip, I'm a
gosh.
goner.
Why are you touching?
I didn't touch it, my hands are clean.
No, it's hot. You're gonna burn yourself.
It's not that hot. The edges still maybe need a little more, but the center is
gosh.
totally fine. Here we go. What we're gonna do is get a second spoon. Woo, moment of
gosh.
truth. Got a little structural integrity damage here, but that's okay. 3, 2, 1, bang.
Oh.
It's okay. We got a little foldage there. That's what happens with the flip. Baby, it's like a ukulele. A mama made a baby. I really don't need no practice, cause you're my little lady. Lady, lady, love me.
Then we gotta have that improv.
I'm the scat man. All
Alright guys, so we're back here with our...
It's gonna be hot.
It's okay. Pancakes?
We're gonna finish them off with a little bit of finishing salt or flaky salt. They're the same thing. I have some at my house, luckily. I would say the really fine stuff is seasoning salt. The really coarse stuff is finishing salt.
Wow.
Do
I
not
didn't even know that.
do not season with flaky salt. It's much more expensive.
I did not know that.
You get this edge piece right here,
Alright.
all hot.
Ooh. Let's get a little taste.
A little undercooked maybe.
I think I just got a bunch of skin.
Yummy. These are definitely undercooked, but that's okay.
It's okay.
It's not bad.
The seasoning definitely adds to it.
Here.
Alright, so
These did not turn out as well as they do at my house, but that's okay.
it's okay. So we're gonna rate this off of presentation, taste, and edibility. So for presentation, this
I'd give it
looked
like a
little
2.
bit,
I'd give it like a 2.
yeah, it's kind of
Not great.
yeah. For me, you know what? I'd give it a 3. Be a little bit generous.
Most potato pancakes don't look good.
Yeah, but it's fine because the taste, I'd give
Pretty solid.
like a 7.
The seasonings turned out well. I'd give it a 7 too.
Yeah, the seasoning adds so much to it. It is a little bit raw, but overall, the message is there.
You can eat it.
Yeah.
It's edible.
Edibility, 10 out of 10. You can eat it. Well, Tyler, thanks so much for coming to join us.
Thank you. Was it yummy?
Of course, it was delicious. Well, join us next time at our next episode of Signature Dish. I feel like I should ask you something else. I have nothing to say. Oh, you want to see this?
I can play the drums.